welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. My name is Jenny Stevens and I'm the Community and Affiliate Manager here at Elite Marketing Pro. And so I've got a really cool topic I wanted to talk to you about today and share with you. So let me ask you this, how would you like to use before and afters in a whole new way that maybe you haven't been doing yet, or maybe you haven't been taught it, so you can actually stand out from the majority of other network marketers and actually connect to your audience in a much deeper and meaningful way? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm really excited to be sharing with you today. So welcome. Make sure you pop in and say hi if you're coming in live. Let me know where you're watching from. Like I say, my name is Jenny Stevens and I'm here in the UK. So let's see who we've got. So hi Mel from Hawaii. Aloha. Hi Becky. Welcome. Hey Alicia. So yeah, make sure you comment, make sure you pop in, and feel free to share this video with anybody else who you think may find it useful. Hi Alejandro. Hey Shalay. Hey Haley. Welcome. Awesome, lots of you piling in. So let's just kind of dive straight in, shall we? So yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about before and afters, but in a whole different way, and it might not be what you think I'm going to be talking about. So I want to kind of ask you this. So one of the big things that a lot of people do currently when you're using social media is people will be sharing before and afters, you know, the typical pictures, you know, like whether it's somebody who was a bit fat and now they've lost weight and they're looking all buff and slim. It might be amazing lashes before and after, you know, that's probably the way you might think of before and afters, am I right? And so basically what I'm going to be sharing with you today is taking before and afters, but I say I'm talking about something differently. And I say it's really going to help you not only stand out, because not many people out there are actually doing this. They're only doing something, and I'll be sharing a little bit more in a second. But the main thing is really going to help you connect to your audience, to your followers, to everybody on a much deeper level. And it's going to make them feel much more compelled to actually kind of take notice and actually look at what you've got to offer. So does that sound cool? Awesome. So basically, obviously, when you think about when you're selling anything, whether it's, you know, any product, no matter what it is, whether it's, you know, physical products, if it's, you know, you're kind of even looking to recruit people, you know, you're still selling something. And that's really what marketing is. And so it really takes people from before and after. You know, and so your product is that byproduct. It's the bridge that takes people from before to after. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. And so your job as a marketer, which is what you are when you're selling anything, is to kind of tell two stories. One is to show and paint a bit of a picture about what life is like before your product, and what then life is like after they have, you know, taken up what it is you have got to sell, or if it's more about the business stuff. That's what your job is as a marketer. And so all products will, what's the word I'm thinking of? Any product, no matter what it is basically the job to kind of take people from a before and after, no matter what it is, if it's small or big, whatever it is. And so most marketers, most people only focus in on a couple of things, and this is where they're really missing out. And so if this is you as well, then hopefully you'll find this really, really useful. So most people, and I used to do this as well myself, you know, back in the earlier days before I learned this particular method, is most people will focus just on a couple of things. So most people, or most network marketers who they just haven't been taught other ways, will focus in on features. And so features are really just things. You know, they're things to do with your product. It might be, you know, like, oh, this weight loss shake comes in 3 different flavors, has got all these, you know, XYZ nutrients and, you know, vitamins and all that kind of stuff, or this has got this particular ingredient that does this. You know, these are just features, and it's kind of like, so what? Who cares? Like, who really even knows what some of these, you know, fandangle things are when you I remember watching an Apple keynote once, and they were talking about the new iPhone, and they were talking about all these features. It was like, it's got this processor, la, 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 and I'm just like, what? Who cares? Tell me how to get the phone and what the phone does. So that's what a lot of people focus on, is just features. It's stuff that's what your product has, okay? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely a time and a place when you need to use that. But the other thing that people do is some people think, yeah, well, I am talking about before and afters, but they just talk about what people will have. And so a lot of people will talk about, okay, so you might have this particular problem, and so therefore, if you buy my product, you will have this, you know? So does that make sense? A lot of people, they'll talk about whether it's physical things, or, you know, like maybe you're skint and you've got no money and you're struggling to pay your bills. And then, you know, if you kind of join this business and start your own business and you know, get to work and all that kind of stuff, then you'll have lots of spare money and you'll have some freedom and you'll have, you know, extra time to, you know, go and travel and spend time with your kids. So can you see that that's talking about what people will have? So that's kind of where people get a bit stuck and are limiting themselves. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 4 things, which one of them does include what people will have. I'm just going to give you basically 3 extra things, so 4 things in total, that's going to help you go further. It's going to help you be able to go deeper and connect with your audience, your followers, your prospects on a much deeper level. That's really going to help you stand out and get more customers. So that first one is, you know, you still definitely need to talk about what people will have. Again, before and after. Everything I'm going to talk about, you need to do both in before and after, okay? So it's what people will have, you know, so before, when they're struggling, they're frustrated, they're, you know, annoyed, they're feeling helpless, you know, whatever it is, that's like your before state. And then the after state is once they've tried your product or they've joined your business, you know, what's the transformation and the potential outcome that people are going to get. So the second thing then, so you've got your have, so yeah, you definitely want to, you know, you definitely want to know what people will have before and after. So if you're, you know, make sure you take some notes with this, it'd be cool. So the second thing, and this is a really, really important one, is how are people going to feel? Okay, and so this is why it's different than just have, because it's like you can have this and have that, or not have things and not have that. But how do people actually feel? Okay, and this is what a lot of people miss. So how do people feel before, when they're in that frustration state, when they're in that place where they're like, oh my God, you know what, I need to do something? How do they feel? So, you know, whether you're doing kind of weight loss stuff, like I've let my weight kind of pile on a little bit over the last few years, and so, you know, I can look in the mirror and I can feel a bit fat. You know, I can feel like I've got less confidence. I can feel, you know, I feel like, oh God, I've got really lazy. You know, like there's all these different things, okay? And I think no matter what product you sell, what industry you're in, what niche you're in, think about this. If somebody's got bad skin, they're probably going to feel really self-conscious and have quite low, you know, they're not going to enjoy looking in the mirror. They're going to feel a bit down and like they have to cover things up. So just kind of think more about how do people feel beforehand. You know, what kind of things are they saying to themselves in their head? You know, whether it's when they're looking in the mirror, or, you know, if they're going to reunion, you know, you're like, I want to look my best and I really hate the fact that I've gained weight. You know, things like that. Make a note of these things because they're really going to help you. And then you also then want to think about, okay, well, how are people going to feel when they've got the results that you're promising or that you expect them to get? If they, you know, if they follow everything, they follow your process, they follow the regime, they do everything they're meant to do, and they get that transformation and they get that result, they get the outcome, how are they going to feel? You know, so if somebody wants to join your business and you're saying, hey, you know, come and join my team, I can help you, you know, have some more time you can spend with your kids. I can help you get out of that boring job that you're in. But then how are they going to feel afterwards? You know, so what's an average day going to look like for them? Like, you know, when I quit my job 18 months ago, one of my big things was I hated waking up in the dark in the winter, hated hearing that dreaded alarm clock, hated being stuck in traffic, you know, and just like you being such a bad mood before you even get to work. Whereas now, you know, I love the fact I get to wake up naturally. I don't need an alarm clock anymore. I get to decide my day and I feel so free. So things like that. So use that. Again, when you're creating your social media posts, when you're writing emails, when you're writing a Facebook ad copy, all of the various things, even just when you're having conversations, when you go further and you're talking about how people feel, it's going to make people go, oh my God, I feel like that too. You know, they're going to feel like you get them. And that's what you really want. And that's your job as a marketer. So that's the second thing. So then the third thing, like I mentioned, it's actually, what does an average day look like? So I want you to think about that before state. So like I kind of painted that picture about what my day was like when I had my job. I used to get up early, say when it was dark, it might be raining, you know, I'd be stuck in traffic. Maybe there was an accident and it took me twice as long to get to work. You turn up in the office and all you see is like rows and rows and rows of desks of people just looking miserable, you know, and all you hear is people moaning and like looking forward to Friday. And, you know, it's just like this rat race, isn't it? It's, you know, it's just like this ever turning Groundhog Day. So that was like an average, you know, and then I'd come home and I'd work my business in the evenings and I would work from, you know, until late at night, be tired and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like an average day. That was my average day beforehand. And then, like I say, the average day afterwards, well, what does that like? What does that look like for you and the products that you sell or the opportunity that you are inviting people to take a look at? What does that average day look like? So paint a picture, you know, what is it that could look like? Because when you do this before and after, you know, you take people from that frustrated state and they're going to be like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I want to feel like that. They want to feel like the after state. They want to feel confident. They want to feel like they've got freedom and choices in their life. They want to feel like they're a great, confident mom, you know, whatever your thing is. And so it just goes so much deeper. And then the fourth thing then is what state are they in? So again, this is kind of where you get to, you know, if somebody feels unappreciated or if they feel like they are failing at motherhood, you know, or if they are just feeling stuck. You know, like when I was in my job, I just felt stuck. And was I ever going to get anything better than that, you know? And then again, you've got that kind of after state. Is somebody feeling like they're a hot, foxy chick because now they look amazing? You know, do they feel like they're a super mom? You know, all that kind of thing. And so basically, I want you to do these things. So I'll just kind of recap quickly. So you've got what do people, so it's have. So what do people have before and after your product, which is the bridge between the two? That's the thing, that's the vehicle that's going to get them from A to B. So what do they have? How are they going to feel? So how do they feel and how will they feel? What does an average day look like? Again, before and after. And then what kind of state are they in before and after? So basically, when you do these for both states, it's really going to just help you. You've basically got, you can kind of create like a little chart if you wanted to have it somewhere, and you could have it up on your wall or on your board or somewhere accessible on your phone even. It's going to basically help you write ad copy, say social media posts, have something that's, it almost writes itself, because all you're then doing is taking people from that before and that after. And then, you know, people are like, oh yeah, I want that, tell me more. And then that's where you can then have a conversation, say, hey, well, I've got this great product, or, you know, would you like to take a look at this? And then that's when you can then have a conversation about what it is that you have that can take them to that after state. So is this making sense? I'd love to just know if this is making sense. Just drop a 1 below. I just want to hopefully make sure that I'm not confusing you and that you're like, yeah, this is cool. Because I know that when I started changing the type of messaging that I was doing, when I was changing to just go to that level deeper, you know, most people do the surface level stuff. It's, hey, you can have this and you can do this, or here's what my product has, and it's what it can do for you. But they don't go to levels 2, 3, and 4. You know, they don't go to that level deeper that really makes people go, I was nearly going to swear, but I won't. You know, it really makes people either stop the scroll, you know, if they're scrolling through their phone and they're like, oh, what's that? Oh my God, like how often is it that you hear an advert maybe on TV, or you hear something on the radio, or you see a story or something on Facebook and it makes you stop and you're like, oh, I feel just like that. And it makes you keep reading. That's what you can do when you use this method and use these 4 things. That's what you can do. When people connect to you on a deeper level, because it makes them feel like you really get them. And then that's going to make them want to take notice. That's going to make them take action because they want to then feel how you feel. Does that make sense? So, oh, I'm just seeing there's all these comments coming through and I wasn't seeing them. So let me just see, let's make sure that everyone was like, yes. Yes, you're right. Awesome. Shirley, how it makes me feel. Yeah. Alicia, what are the thinkings before and after your products? Yeah, so everyone's saying love it, makes sense. Awesome, perfect. So hopefully that just really helps. Like I say, you know, it's useful if you can kind of write it down. You can kind of have a little, you know, you could just do like a couple of little columns on a piece of paper and just write those 4 things and have before and after, and then it will just really help you. So say people will then, you know, it's going to help people take notice. It will hopefully then really encourage them to actually want to learn more, and whether they're clicking on your link or, you know, they're commenting to say, I want to learn more, or they're, you know, messaging you, it's going to help you do that and say, when I made that shift and started doing things on a deeper level, I suddenly saw that my results got better. You know, I was getting more results from my Facebook ads, more people were clicking and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I just really wanted to share that with you, because I know that that's a big part that is missing from what's being taught and what a lot of people know. So hopefully that really helps. So make sure you definitely share this video for anybody else that you think might find it useful. And if you'd like to learn more about how you can actually attract more people to you, for you to be able to get more leads and customers, recruit more people into your business by you doing some of this stuff, and then really adding things like a bit of automation, finding the right people in the first place, then go and check out our 10-day Attraction Marketing Bootcamp. You can head over to, there either might be a link above this video if you're watching this from somebody else's page, or you can head over to elitemarketingpro.com/go and definitely go and check out our 10-day Attraction Marketing Bootcamp, because it's really going to help you it's going to help you find the right people in the first place, and then you can use all this stuff that I've talked about to then just, you know, you've got the right people, the right message, and that's going to get you then results. So I highly recommend it. That's what I went through 3.5 years ago, so I know it's really going to help you too. So anyway, I hope you have an awesome day. I'm glad you found it useful, and I shall see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.